So what do a founding father, a radio pioneer, and a tech giant all have in common? Well, the answer is a single date. Today, we're going to dive into the fascinating and really diverse events that all happened on December 12th. Our journey kicks off way back in 1787. Now, the American Revolution had been won, but the future of the brand new United States, it was kind of hanging in the balance, sparking some really intense debates all across the 13 states. And on this day, Pennsylvania made a huge decision. And this wasn't just any state, It was the first large state to give the new framework for government the green light. As the most ethnically and religiously diverse state in the young nation, its approval sent this really powerful message of unity. But let me tell you, it was no easy win. That final vote, 46-23, only happened after a serious fight from the Anti-Federalists. These were folks who were worried that a strong central government would threaten their freedom. This was a real, hard-fought battle for the future of the country. All right, let's jump forward in time, because December 12th wasn't just about politics. Turns out, it was also a launchpad for innovators who would change the world in completely different and pretty amazing ways. What a wild collection of firsts, right? In 1899, a Boston dentist, George F. Grant, patented the simple golf tee we still use today. Just 2 years later, communication itself was changed forever. And then, in 1921, with cars becoming more common, you get the first ever motel, perfectly placed for travelers between LA and San Francisco. Okay, but that Marconi experiment, you got to appreciate how ambitious this was. I mean, tons of scientists at the time were convinced the curve of the Earth would make it impossible to send a signal that far. So what powerful, super complex message did he use to prove them all wrong? That's it, 3 simple dots. That single letter traveled over 2,000 miles, all the way from England to Canada, proving that long-distance wireless communication wasn't just possible, it was the future. It's just a stunning example of how a simple test can have absolutely world-changing results. So from the dawn of the radio age, let's leap forward to the dawn of the personal computer age. We're jumping to 1980 and a little company you might have heard of. Yup, on this day, Apple Inc. went public by putting 4.6 million shares up for sale. That small garage startup was basically transformed into a major player on the world stage, and it happened almost overnight. And the results was, whoa, absolutely staggering. The IPO generated over $100 million. To put that into perspective for you, it was more money than any public offering since Ford Motor Company went public, and that was nearly a quarter of a century earlier. It was a landmark moment for Silicon Valley and really for modern finance. All right, so beyond government and technology, December 12th also made its mark on the world of culture, with the birth of a legend and the premiere of films that would go on to define their eras. Oh, Blue Eyes, the chairman of the board, you know who we're talking about, the one and only Frank Sinatra, the legendary crooner, one of the most influential entertainers of the entire 20th century, was born on this day back in 1915. 2 incredibly iconic films also hit theaters on this very date. In 1967, you had Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, a really groundbreaking movie that tackled interracial relationships. And then, bam, exactly 10 years later, Saturday Night Fever put on its dancing shoes, put a huge spotlight on disco culture, and became a pop culture juggernaut. So when you pull it all together, from the founding of a nation to the birth of global communication and modern tech, December 12th has clearly been a surprisingly busy and important day throughout history, weaving all these threads of politics, innovation, and culture together. Thanks for watching. Hey, if you enjoyed this little trip through time, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to Mr. Smith's World so you don't miss our next This Day in History explainer. Oh, and you should definitely check out our series on famous quote meanings. We'll see you next time.